my phone is screaming. Oh, okay. So we need to get.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
That only know part of the story.
Yeah, yeah.
But I learned something this week that made me. Where they had requested him to leave, which I found it.
Well,
You count on Rick.
you're bad. You're bad.
What, they don't do 5 months? They don't do 5 months? Dang.
Sorry, it's a real oversight.
Totally is a real
Yeah. All right. Well,
Here we go.
are we ready?
Here we go, Melissa. You ready? Go, Doug. Go, Doug.
Well, good afternoon. I want to welcome everyone to this year's Faculty and Staff Award Ceremony and Retiree Recognition. This is always a very special event as we gather to recognize individuals who have been selected for various awards and, of course, to honor colleagues who are retiring. As you know, we were unable to hold this event last year due to COVID restrictions. Man, we are extremely grateful that we are able to hold this event today, and really we're joining together from last year's retirees as well as award recipients and this year's. And so I just want to welcome everyone, and we're grateful that you can join us either in person, those of you in the room, as well as those of you who are joining us virtually via YouTube. I'd like to introduce the platform party, and of course I'm Doug Davenport. I'm the Provost and Vice President for Academic and Student Affairs, and to my right, your left, is Daryl Morrison, our Vice President for Finance and Administration, and to my left, your right, Dr. Melissa Mace, Vice President for Enrollment Management. President Kennedy regrets that she's unable to join us for today's celebration. However, we get to hear a special message from her at the conclusion of today's program. And with that, we would like to begin the presentation of our awards. We will begin by asking that when your name is announced, please stand and be recognized. However, you will collect your actual award at the conclusion of the ceremony. So this is a bit of a change from what normally would happen. We hope that you understand. But we will also be able to take pictures at the conclusion of the ceremony as well. So let's begin with the Missouri Western Award for Staff Service to Students. And this award recognizes outstanding commitment to helping students grow as individuals in and out of the classroom. This award also recognizes employees who enhance the university's physical, social, and intellectual experience for students and who make a difference in their lives. And this year's recipient is Ryan Minley from athletics. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Ryan. I do want to just read a brief excerpt from the nomination materials that we received. It says this: Ryan personifies the definition of this award, which starts with his outstanding commitment. People often refer to him as our video guy, to which I refer to call him an elite professional, innovator, ultimate storyteller, trendsetter, and trailblazer. Ryan goes above and beyond in not only telling the story, but to get to know each and every one of our student athletes so he can learn not only what they are about on the field, but who they are and what they represent off the field. There isn't an event day that goes by that you don't see Ryan racing from one venue to the next to catch some footage, as he doesn't want to miss a game-defining play or pull your heartstrings story. Thanks again, Ryan. At this time, I'd like to introduce Daryl Morrison and invite him to the stand.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Get to the right piece here. The Missouri Western Award for Staff Service to Colleagues. I will be presenting it. This award recognizes the outstanding assistance to fellow employees, helpfulness to coworkers, creating a sense of community among employees, and quality customer service. This year's recipient, I'm happy to announce, is Chris King. And please keep standing. I'm trying to embarrass you as much as I can, Chris, because I know you don't like to be in the limelight. But I do want to read a couple of excerpts from nominations that were sent in on your behalf. It says, Chris's knowledge of the campus, setup styles, and equipment are unsurpassed by any other. He is our go-to man when it comes to event planning. There are many times Chris will complete an event setup to find out at the last minute the event has made changes and has to be reset in a different format. Chris is a pro. He knows what we do and how to get the job done in the least amount of time. Another nomination letter said, this year with many of my programs moving virtual, I was saddened to lose my time working closely with Chris. However, I was not shocked to find Chris stepping into a variety of roles to support colleagues and the university as a whole. Despite not working with Chris on my events, I often saw him helping in the mailroom with various campus improvement projects and so on. Chris is always positive and supportive of the team effort. He goes above and beyond the average call of duty. The Missouri Western Award for Staff Service to the University. This award recognizes an employee who serves as a true ambassador for the university. The employee promotes the mission and the image of Western in the daily interaction with others, both on campus and throughout the community. This year's recipient, I'm proud to announce, is Matt Whipple with Technology Services. You can't get much better than this. Matt is simply a person who is invested in promoting a positive image for MWSU. That's awesome. Matt serves Missouri Western faculty, staff, and students daily without ever worrying whether a posed question falls within his specific job description, because he wants faculty and students to be successful so the university will also succeed. Thank you, Matt. Dr. Davenport.
That's right. Thank you. The Missouri Western Award for Teaching Excellence is given to colleagues for extraordinary teaching ability and also contributions that are outstanding in either scholarly and professional activities or institutional and community service. And this year, we are extremely pleased that we have 3 recipients. So our first recipient is Dr. Long Chow, Associate Professor, Department of Engineering Technology. Please stand. Thank you so much. As one of the nominators wrote, students highly respect him as one of the most knowledgeable and approachable instructors. Students' comments have been highly positive and included statements supporting his effective teaching pedagogy, knowledge of the subjects, his willingness to provide help outside of class, and his efforts and passion for teaching. Dr. Chow is also an effective advisor. He has advised an average of over 30 undergraduate and graduate students for each semester since arriving in 2009. He's very accessible to students and has spent much time with them, answering and advising them, answering questions and advising them, helping students to understand the curriculum, schedule, and career goal. Thank you so much, Dr. Chow. Our second recipient is Dr. Aaron Grant, Assistant Professor in the School of Fine Arts. Please stand. And Dr. Grant, I just have to read this brief statement. There was much that was written, but one of the nominators said, Dr. Grant leads our faculty in the implementation of rubrics, assessment, and innovative visionary educational techniques. He recently completed a complete revamp of our theory curriculum using modern research-based curricular techniques and coordinating the oral skills and theory classes into one unified musicianship program. In doing so, Dr. Grant ensures that our students not only learn music theoretical topics, but also that they constantly see how these topics apply to their daily lives, both as performers and consumers of music. Thank you, Dr. Grant. And our third and final recipient is Dr. James Kervu, Assistant Professor, Department of Communication. I love what was said about him in this letter. It said, in the past year, Dr. Kervu has completely innovated Griffin Media. First, he was tasked with finding a way to condense 3 media classes, yearbook, newspaper, and broadcast, into a single class due to limited staffing. He then worked with industry professionals and colleagues to launch the Griffin Media Advisory, which serves to consult and guide the future of the program. Most impressively, Dr. Careview worked with students to renovate and build a 4-camera TV studio with control room. He has worked with a team of students working on designing a news app that will be launched soon. The Griffin News has gone on to publish weekly print and e-editions despite limitations imposed by the pandemic. Dr. Careview is also advising a team of students working on the 95th volume of the Griffin Yearbook to commemorate its launch 100 years ago, as the first printed yearbook for Missouri Western was released in 1921. Thank you. It is now my pleasure to announce the Missouri Western Foundation James V. Mell Award for Outstanding Faculty Scholarship. And this award, and hang on just a moment, I need to switch scripts because I need to add a note or two about this particular award. The James V. Mell Award was established in 1999. This award recognizes an outstanding faculty member who excels in professional scholarship. This year's recipient is Dr. Talata Maroy, Assistant Professor, Department of Biology. It was difficult to shorten what was being written about her to what I could say. Let me just read 2 things about what she has been doing. Many people benefit from the scholarly work Dr. Roy performs. This is seen in the co-authoring of papers with undergraduate researchers and with other professional colleagues. What is less obvious is the expertise she brings to this campus in the area of phylogenetics, evolutionary relationships, and historical biogeography. She offers undergraduate students a research path not provided by other faculty. Her expertise has fueled collaborations that were previously unavailable. And you need only speak to Dr. Roy for a short time to know how well she fits the teacher-scholar model of a faculty member that is so integral to the success of Missouri Western and our students. Her research influences her teaching influences her students, and her students participate in her research. Thank you, Dr. Roy. Now I'd like to invite Dr. Mace to the podium.
Thank you. It is my honor to present the Outstanding Academic Advisor Awards for 2020 and 2021. I would like to have Andrea Collins-Keller and Assistant Professor Tommy Berkhuizen stand, please. This award was conceived to recognize an academic advisor who demonstrates a pattern of excellence in academic advising. The selection of the winner was made by the Academic Advising Council, and the selection process was based on the evidence of qualities and practices that distinguished the winner as an outstanding advisor, or advisors in this case, providing evidence that they use best practices in advising and go beyond the departmental expectations for advisement. In 2020, the Outstanding Academic Advisor was selected because of the exceptional customer service she provides to her advisees. She consistently goes above and beyond and is knowledgeable about everything Missouri Western has to offer. The 2020 Outstanding Academic Advisor was Andrea Collins-Keller from the School of Nursing and Health Professions. This year's Outstanding Academic Advisor is someone who has the ability to simplify even the most complex concepts in the classroom and in advising sessions. He, quote, pioneered a system to incentivize students to go beyond what is wanted from the program. And I am pleased to recognize Assistant Professor Tommy Breckheisen from the School of Fine Arts. Congratulations to both of you. I would now like to invite Dr. Davenport to return to the podium.
You know, when you only have a few people in the room, it becomes very difficult to spread this out amongst all of us. But so it is my pleasure now to announce the recognition for the Missouri Western Foundation James J. Scanlon Award for Staff and Faculty Service to the Community. These awards recognize outstanding community service performed during the past year, along with a consistent pattern of service over time. This year's staff recipient for the Missouri Western Foundation James J. Scanlon Award for Staff Service to the Community is Kim Segrist. Kim serves as the director for the Center for Service. How appropriate that she would be a recipient of this year's award. And I can say that Kim has taken our Center for Service and has elevated its presence on our campus, its influence across our community, and we are so grateful for the work that she has done as we have helped to begin a new era in Missouri Western's service to and relationship with our community. Thank you so much, Kim. And this year we are recognizing the 2020 and 2021 Missouri Western Foundation James J. Scanlon Award for Faculty Service to the Community. The 2020 faculty recipient was Dr. Reagan Dodd, Department of Health Professions. And Dr. Dodd, I have to just read this brief excerpt from the letter. During her time at Missouri Western State University, Dr. Dodd has described herself as a servant leader, and her service demonstrates her dedication to prioritizing the needs of others. Perhaps most impressive is the means in which Dr. Dodd has harnessed her professional passions for the good of the St. Joseph community and even beyond. Her service to the St. Joseph YMCA, the MIAA, the NCAA, and with other St. Joseph, Missouri businesses and organizations all bear the hallmark trait of her academic passion. It is this characteristic that makes her well suited to receive the James J. Scanlon Award for Faculty Service. Thank you again. And this year's faculty recipient will seem rather familiar to you because it's Tommy Breckheisen from the School of Fine Arts. And just to read very briefly a note that was attached to the letter of recommendation, Professor Breckheisen founded the Griffin Production House, or GPH, as a vehicle to engender service via student-led applied learning initiatives. Students who participate are required to produce videos for GPH Live and Griffin University, with an emphasis on serving the community. This spring, GPH Live volunteered to produce a video of Central High School's musical, The Addams Family. Due to COVID precautions, CHS students were not able to offer a publicly attended performance. GPH provided students to shoot, edit, and produce not only one, but two versions of the show. The musical was performed with a different cast each night, providing students the opportunity to share their talent and hard work with their families and friends. GPH Live will also volunteer to produce a concert video and live stream for the St. Joseph Youth Chorale during the last week of April, which of course has just happened. Griffin University is developing a series of video recordings that will highlight the research, innovation, and successful practices of community members in St. Joseph. Tommy, thank you for your service. And now, I would like for us to begin recognizing our retirees, many of whom are in the room, but many more of whom are not with us today. We have a total of 37 retirees that we are honoring between last year and this year. And I asked, so what is the combined years of service? And I quizzed my members of my office, and they never even came close. Because the total for this year's recipients or retirees is over 720 years of service. It's just amazing. I just want to begin by saying it is difficult to overestimate the contributions that have been made by our colleagues, both those here and those who are not able to attend today. It's difficult to put it into words, but let me just say on behalf of the entire Missouri Western State University community, we owe you a great debt, and thank you for your service. This place would not be what it is today without your contributions over many, many years. And so I would like to begin by recognizing those who have joined us in the room. And so I'm going to ask that you stand as I call your name. And please forgive me if, for whatever reason, I make a mistake here, because this is important, but I want to make sure that we recognize everyone who is here appropriately. First of all is my colleague Brian Kronk, Department of Psychology, 28 years. I'm looking around for Reza Hamzi. Has he joined us today? He indicated that he would. Reza Hamzi, who actually retired last year with the Department of Social Science and Humanities after 35 years. Let's give him a round of applause. Next is Jeff Hinton, School of Fine Arts with 26 years at Missouri Western. Next on my list is Jenny McDonald, who served faithfully with Academic Affairs, 22 years. And just a side note, her departure left me in a world of hurt for a short period of time. But that was not in the script, just so you know. Bob Nolf, Department of Communication with 30 years. Carolyn Schindler, Academic Affairs, 14 years. Once again, I must say, her departure left me sadder, but I am very pleased that she was able to step away. Deborah Smith, Department of Computer Science, Mathematics, and Physics, with 6 years. Thank you, Deborah. And Melody Smith with the Center for Service, 5 years. And now I will ask Daryl Morrison to return to the podium.
I'm sorry, guys. This mask is killing me up here with this. Dr. Davenport and I were talking preceding the meeting today, this gathering, and I was kidding him, I said, don't mess up anyone's names when you go to pronouncing. Who knew it'd be a date that he messed up, not a name, right? I'd like to add one more to the retiree list. and that is Dr. Douglas Davenport. When I first came to Missouri Western, I was interviewing, and they had a little forum over in Spratt Hall, and I was talking and doing the normal things that applicants do during my presentation. And I had not met Doug at that time, but he was seated to my left as I was there, and he had this little sheepish grin on his face as I spoke. I've come to find out that that is an endearing quality of Doug's. He's lighthearted, very serious in some ways, but what I found him to be most of all is a good man. And where I'm from, the greatest honor that you can give someone is to say those words, he's a good man. And Doug is. And as Doug steps away after 6 years of service to this university, I think we'd all be in agreement that he has made it a much better place, and that we're all better people for knowing Doug Davenport. I would also say that when this old Archie came to this campus, there were 3 people outside of my own team that I invested a lot of effort and trust in to getting to know, and those people are Carolyn and Jenny and Doug. They were the academic affairs trinity, if you will, for some time on this campus. They will collectively hold a special place in our heart, all of us, not just mine, for their service and dedication to this place. Doug and I have been through a lot in the last couple of years since I've been here together. And as I told my wife, there's no one, that I had rather gone through it with than Doug. I'm going to acknowledge some of the retirees that were not able to attend today, but they could be watching us virtually. There's several people on this list who gave a lot of years and a lot of dedication to this campus, and I'm very much appreciative for having known them and worked with them. Greg Andriano from Technology Services, 14 years. Marilyn Baker, Financial Aid, 9 years. Deborah Beeler from the Physical Plant, 13 years. Mark Burton in Technology Services, 25 years. Mark Ellis, Technology Services, 30 years. Brian Hughes, Physical Plant, 8 years. Tim Kissick, Purchasing and Risk Management, 17 years. Karen Merritt, Physical Plant, 14 years. And Sherilyn Sottle from the Physical Plant, 25 years. Let's all give them a round of applause. Dr. Davenport.
We have a number of other colleagues who are retired or retired last year and who are not with us today, but we want to recognize them as well. So I will identify them, and we can give them a round of applause as well. First of all, Dana Andrews with the Department of Communication, 14 years. Cynthia Bartels, Department of Communication with 17 years. Wanda Berry with Recreation Services, 33 years. Dave Brown with Counseling Center, 27 years. Mike Cadden, Department of Communication, 25 years. Judy Chambers with the Registrar's Office, 25 years. Teresa Christ with Student Affairs, 11 years. John Euchner, Department of Social Science and Humanities, 28 years. Conrad Gunderson with the Craig School of Business, 21 years. Deborah Hargis with the Registrar's Office, 22 years. Jennifer Hegeman, Department of Computer Science, Math, and Physics, 30 years. Diane Holtz, Marketing and Communication, 19 years. Cynthia Janae, Department of Communication, 21 years. Mark Lewis, Craig School of Business, 14 years. Murray Neighbors, Department of Biology, 13 years. Sandy Prescher, Western Institute, 19 years. Ian Roberts, Department of Communication, 25 years. Robert Willenbrink, School of Fine Arts, 6 years. And Kip Wilson, Department of Criminal Justice and Legal Studies, 31 years. Let's give them a round of applause. And at this time, we will hear a special message from President Elizabeth Kennedy.
Today is a special day, one where we come together to recognize the service of those who have dedicated their careers to our students and our university. While I have only been your president for a short time, I am inspired by the dedication and hard work that I have seen firsthand, and I regret that I'm not able to be there to celebrate with all of you. Each year, we take time out of our busy lives to recognize our colleagues who exemplify our mission and choose to serve our students, university, and community endlessly. While our reception looks a little different this year, the sentiment remains the same. I want to extend my heartfelt thanks to this year's award recipients and retirees. Our students would not be here, and the Griffin family would not be what it is without each and every one of you. You are what makes Missouri Western great, and we are here today to celebrate each and every one of you. To each of our awardees, thank you for your outstanding service to our students, university, and community. I appreciate everything you do and look forward to supporting you as you continue to achieve great things in the future. To each of our retirees, thank you for your years of commitment to the university and our students. I am incredibly proud to have gotten to know you during my time here. I wish you all the best in your retirement, and I hope you all get the rest and relaxation that you deserve. I'd like to add a special thank you and congratulations to our Provost, Dr. Doug Davenport. Doug, you have served Missouri Western for 6 years as Associate Provost, Interim Provost, and for the last 2 years as Provost. You have stood by and stood up for the university through good and challenging times, continuing to put our students first and exemplifying everything it means to be a Griffin. Doug, from me personally, let me just thank you so much for the friendship you've shown me, for your leadership, for your wisdom, for your guidance. I've so enjoyed your punny jokes and have admired your addiction to caffeine. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything you've done for the institution and for me personally. I will miss you dearly. I know I speak for the campus community when I wish you the best in retirement and tell you that campus will not be the same without you here. Thank you again, Doug, for your years of service and dedication to our university. Once again, I want to personally thank each award recipient and retiree for your hard work and dedication to Missouri Western. And to our retirees, remember, you are always welcome to return to campus. Once a Griffin, always a Griffin. I hope you enjoy today's celebration.
As we prepare to conclude this ceremony, I just want to just tell you that we're grateful for each of you attending. I do want to acknowledge Rick Ebersold, member of our Missouri Western State University Board of Governors. Thank you so much, Governor Ebersold, for joining us today. We're grateful that you could attend. Thank you so much. And I want to thank everyone for joining us today as we've celebrated the accomplishments of so many wonderful colleagues. For our award winners, thank you for the positive impact that you are making every day through the work that you do. And for our retirees, thank you so much for the enduring legacy of your service. And I will echo Dr. Kennedy's wishes that you thoroughly enjoy retirement. You have certainly earned it. And as a reminder, the awards can be picked up here at the front. Pictures can be taken as well at the back. I hope that you all have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much.